Tomorrow is, of course, New Year's Day, but in the church, it is also the Feast of the Holy Name, which commemorates the naming and circumcision of Jesus 8 days after he was born. The book of Leviticus calls for all Jewish male children to be circumcised after 8 days of birth, and that to be their name day. And so this feast is an important reminder of a couple of things. One, it reminds us that like every other human, Jesus had a name, and sort of grounds us in the humanity of Jesus in a time when we often focus on his divinity and sort of the word became flesh and all of these lofty images of Christ. It reminds us that, like you and me, he had a name. And that name was not void of meaning, of course, as with all names. The name Jesus, which was given to Joseph in a dream, and of course to Mary at the Annunciation by the angel Gabriel, it translates to Savior or Deliverer in Hebrew, which is fitting because in that dream that the angel came to Joseph in, the angel said that Jesus would save people from their sins. And so there's sort of an allusion in his name to the nature of his saving power. But the name Jesus is equivalent in Hebrew as Yeshua, which translates in English to Joshua, who was, of course, the successor to Moses in the Old Testament. And so there's a little bit of an allusion here, and also throughout the Gospel of Matthew, of Jesus being Moses' successor. It's also an important feast for us to acknowledge because it acknowledges the Jewishness of Jesus, that Jesus and his family were practicing Jews in first century Palestine who were familiar with the customs of their culture and carried them out daily. And this would have been one example with Jesus' circumcision. Another example would have been the purification of Mary after 40 days, which happens on February 2nd. It's another feast, the purification. And so it's just important for us, Jesus and the Christian movement has become a worldwide phenomenon. But the Feast of the Holy Name helps us locate Jesus in his historical context and in his humanity. And that is a thing to celebrate during this time of new beginnings and the new year.